From the Flock of Birds production studio, it's time for the Mountaineer Ramble with your hosts, John Covey Cole, Michael Covey, and Jack Kincaid. Now, let's join the guys and talk Mountaineer football.
Morgantown, West Virginia. And the rivalry between Kansas State and West Virginia is hardly deep, but it certainly has been entertaining. Typically likes to run with tempo. Quick over the ball, 2nd and 11. Howard taking a shot deep down the field to Gibson. Shelton Gibson, their big play wide receiver.
Virginia sits here undefeated. I think it's going to be a real struggle for the Big 12 to get a candidate in the college football playoff.
Was that a catch? Yes, it was.
You see right there, Jesse Ertz, the little zone read play.
On 2nd and 4, they're going to pass. Howard lost time, and down he goes. There's Jordan Willis doing what he does. Possession for West Virginia. Billy Kinney on to punt for the 2nd time, trying to flip the field. High booming kick, and did he keep it out of the end zone? Yes, he did. See what Ertz does on 2nd and 9. It's a play fake, rolling to his right. He's going to heave it downfield, and what a catch by Burton. That was the 4th drive into Kansas State territory for the Mountaineers. They finally get points. Byron Pringle brings it out of the end zone, finds a seam. Gets to the sideline, 1 man to beat. And he's shoved out of bounds deep into West Virginia territory after a win today at Iowa State. 10th play of the series. On the ground, Shell. Ball comes out, Kansas State recovers. And he backed off the heat. Comes late, Ertz in trouble, down he goes. We've had said the Mountaineers only down 13 points, and they've got a potent offense. There's Howard going deep to Gibson again. He made the catch.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
Check. Whoa, they didn't call that. You might want to pick that one up.
Okay. Personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
No. They didn't call that one either.
Ertz in trouble, and he is going to be sacked. Kaiser White. 4-man rush. Howard being chased from behind. Tanner Wood in pursuit to the end zone. Man open, touchdown.
They get that first Big 12 victory over Kansas State. Give Dana Holgorsen and the West Virginia Mountaineer team a ton of credit for fighting and finding a way to come out with the win here this afternoon.
There you have it, guys. We are 4-0. Week 5 is in the books, and we just snuck out of Morgantown. Old man Snyder didn't get us this time, daggone it.
You rascally kids. Would have got away with it, too. If it hadn't been for your 2 scores in the 4th quarter.
That's exactly right.
Yep. That's it.
I can't say a whole lot about the game. It was ugly. It was how Kansas State wanted it to go. They slowed the game down.
A disciplined football team. That football team.
Wow. You just pulled us out and hit us with that, huh, Mikey?
did.
Wow.
Right in the face.
Right in the mouth hole.
Golly.
Special teams was a concern coming in, and I mean, obviously after Saturday, you see why it was a concern. Mm-hmm. They didn't score on us this year, which is a plus, but they was averaging probably 30 to 50 yards a return. Mike Kenny, he was phenomenal punting the ball. Josh Lambert comes back, misses his first field goal back. And I was saying a couple weeks ago about, Dana's probably glad he's back because, the power behind his kick. But I was listening to Dana's press conference yesterday, and he said that Mike Molina actually has a little bit more punch in his kick, so that was kind of cool. Skylar Howard went 24, 41, 298, touchdown, interception. Which interception?
What'd you say at the end there?
Interception.
Right. What do we keep saying we got to not do?
Well, I'm not usually not one to point fingers on an interception. It's the quarterback throwing the ball.
I am.
But the kill shorts, or was it Karan White? I can't remember. But whoever it was he threw it to, bobbled it, and the guy snatched it up. It was one of them things. Right place, right time.
All seriousness, that's going to happen in an
It
offense
is.
like ours.
Yeah.
It's nothing to get wrapped around the axles about. It's something I'd love to see a week, no turnovers against a major team.
O-line was
That would
horrible
be-
in the first half, in my opinion. And most of the third quarter, they wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Skylar didn't have a lot
He's
of
running
time.
for his life.
It was.
That one time he had to throw the ball with his left hand to get it
I
out of
seen
there.
that, and that should have been caught. Rushel Shell.
Yeah, that was Rushel.
That actually happened. Let's see, that was crucial right there.
Mm-hmm.
It was right after Russell Douglas intercepted the ball. Is what it was. He intercepted the ball. Third down. Shell drops a screen pass, and he had probably 25, 30 yards in front of him, which wasn't the first mistake he made on Saturday. On the goal line, he fumbled the ball. You got to do better, Rush. You got to do better, man.
More better.
I'm sure I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, but you got to do better. I'm not going to sit and dwell on it and give you down the road, but I am going to give you down the road because we can't have that. You're a cool kid and all. You are a transfer from Pitt. We have overlooked that, but you got to do better, brother.
Love you, mean it.
Love you, mean it. Justin Crawford. This guy's
Ooh-wee.
18 rushes, 104 yards, touchdown. Back to Rushel, 8 rushes, 36 yards. Fumble.
Let's not worry about Rushel. Let's worry about Crawford.
Well,
That guy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if Rushel doesn't have that fumble, we're not really talking about it. Other than
No.
hey,
Yeah.
turnovers. I'm a harp on this.
I'll tell you what.
Jared Harper 8 tackles. I'm gonna harp on turnovers. We
Right.
cannot have these turnovers when we're playing in the meat grinder of the
Right.
Big 12. Can't do it.
If they give you a chance to score, you better score.
Yeah.
The kill shorts, 5 receptions, 72 yards. Javon Durant getting involved this week. 7 receptions, 67 yards and a touchdown late in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That seals the win.
Durant.
Good old Durante. Shelton Gibson, 3 receptions, 104 yards. Next week, this guy's going to have like 2 receptions and 260
They're going to rip
yards.
both of his legs off. He'll catch the ball.
Well, look. I mean, the thing is, we've had the triple-headed back monster coming up. People, it's we got a triple threat in our receivers. Now.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Keep doing nasty things, boys.
I love that
Knock them down.
Javon's coming in there and making plays now
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah. I like greedy backs. I like greedy receivers too. Turns out.
You just like greedy.
He's just
I do.
greedy.
Greedy.
Turnovers. We had 2. They had 1. We got lucky. Usually you lose your turnover battle, you're going to lose the ball game.
More often than not.
Third down. This has got to improve, guys. We were 4 and 14 on third down.
No bueno.
You get your Oklahomas and your Texases.
Eat you alive.
They'll eat you alive. 46% on the year so far on third down, which it ain't gonna cut it. You want to keep winning, you guys got to do better. Which, once again, we're not telling them nothing they don't already know, but they just got to try harder.
Yeah.
I will say this about the third down, guys. Even though we're only 46% on third down, our opponents this year is also only 46%. So that's okay.
All right.
You keep that ratio up. You'll be all right, I believe.
Lucky and good.
422 yards total offense, which is great because Stanford only had like 200 and some change against them.
We're comparing ourselves to Stanford now.
Well, no, but you got to compare to somebody, in my opinion.
They got one guy.
One guy.
He
They got one guy.
He hasn't been doing anything.
And what did they do this past weekend?
Well,
one guy.
Washington laid the smackdowns on him this past weekend.
I don't think that's a real thing.
Real husky.
I don't think that ever. I don't think that's
Well,
true.
it could have happened.
I don't think that's a real thing. I think that's CGI, bro.
Hey guys, we got a phone call. Hey, what's up? You're on with the Ramble.
Yeah, I've got a question for you guys.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Who we talking to?
Hey. Charlie Thomas.
What's up, brother?
What's happening, bro?
Nada.
What do you guys think about if Dana Holgerson don't have a 9-win season? You think he's gone?
Well,
to lead off, I picked them 9-3 this year, so I think you might have something there, Charlie.
Yeah, let's shoot for that.
You know,
a lot of coaches out there looking for jobs at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
The problem I think we run into, and we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks this season, is where do we want to go from here in terms of from Dana's coaching to something else. My list is extremely short, and the two names are Saban and Fisher, not necessarily in that order.
well, Fisher's going to Texas. Everybody knows that.
I don't know that. I don't
got
know
an email.
that.
I got an email, Jack.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
After Florida State season this year, I'm not sure he's going to Texas either. But
I'll tell you what, it's been rough for him, ain't it?
yeah, he might get a job he might get called to LSU, but I doubt he'd get called to Texas.
That's well, I mean, obviously the big hot topic is Todd Herman out of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Going somewhere.
Oh, yeah,
He's going somewhere.
He's going somewhere.
But go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Well, one thing to keep in mind is LSU, and I'm going to throw this back out. We don't normally do this with a caller, but what do you think? Do you think LSU hurt themselves with the midseason cut on Les Miles?
Well, you got Coach O. He's going to help the team out. He's going to do what he's got to do.
I don't think it was a good decision. I would not fire my coach
No,
halfway through
mid-season.
the
No.
season. You got to think about the kids in that situation, in my opinion.
Always think about the kids.
Always.
Always think about the kids.
What say you, Charlie?
Well, it's kind of sort of like the deal they done with Bill Stewart. I think they got rid of Bill Stewart in the wrong way.
Well, I think they killed Bill Stewart, but that's a whole other conversation altogether.
Right, but and I think firing a coach, man, mid-season is really a bad thing for the kids. It really ruins the recruiting status for a school as a whole.
I think it's a black eye, honestly. I mean, that's to me that's it's a hard sell for your kids coming in. It's a hard sell for your next coach coming in.
When he makes you look bad, you know what I mean?
Well, like I say now, we have an athletic director at WVU that is striving for better things. And I think that if Holgerson doesn't perform this year, I think he's gone.
Me personally, I think Dana's going to be safe. I mean, no disrespect, but look at Don Nehlen. How many losing seasons did he have?
But you got to think too, we're a different era.
That is true. It's a whole other era, and like you said, Charlie, Shane Lyons, is that the guy's name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's wanting bigger and better things. Which, if you remember, Oliver Luck was the same way. That's why he brought Dana in, because he was wanting to get to that next level. That's why we went to the Big 12. Right now, we're on top of the Big 12 with Baylor. I mean,
and I think Nehlen was at WVU 20 years too long. But.
Well, yeah, a lot of people do.
Once again, that's another conversation altogether. We could go on and on about that. But ultimately, I don't think Dana's going anywhere. Honestly, I don't know. I can't see who they would bring in to replace him that would be more better. Since we're in West Virginia, that would be a more better coach.
More better.
Mo better.
Yeah,
one thing to keep in mind, and I've heard this, and I don't have a smoking gun email like John does on that move.
Smoking musket email.
Right, I don't have that, but I've heard the buyout for Dana is down to $2 million. That's a lot more attractive than $6 million.
It is.
So,
it is. But then you got to think who you're going to bring in and how much that's going to cost you.
Nicky Joe Saban. I
We
say
got that
it
kind of
every
money.
show.
We got that kind of money.
Give him the governorship.
Nah.
Hey, Charlie, we
He can run
appreciate
third party right now.
There you
third
go.
party.
I think Jack's on
What is
something
it?
there.
Charlie. Hate you, man. We're going to have to get off here, brother. We appreciate the call, though, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me, man. Thanks a lot, fellas.
Thanks,
I
buddy.
agree.
We'll get back to you.
See you, buddy.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Big 12 playing football. Some of them still playing. Kansas State, like we just said, got beat by the Mountaineers at a 4-0.
For the first time.
For the first time in how long?
Since we've been in the Big
We
12.
are 4-0 for the first time this year, Jack.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I can confirm that. First time this year, yes.
Kansas got whooped by Texas Tech, which is who we got next, and I'm excited because I don't like to see anybody hurt, but Patrick Mahomes is down right now. Don't know if he's going to be ready to play in 2 weeks.
Down Lubbock way. Yeah, I hear it's a sprained shoulder on his throwing arm. So
that's crucial.
Yeah, can't do much without that.
Baylor mowed down. Well, they didn't mow down. They just snuck by Iowa State, which really makes me like, wow, you know, really, Baylor?
Yeah, on
really?
paper, what is
that's
it?
one of those acid rain games, like when Marshall played Pitt the other week. You know, you just pray for acid rain. Thankfully, Iowa State improved a little bit by wearing pewter pants. Yeah. So there was that.
Right in the middle of the cyclone.
Texas is not back. You know, earlier in the season, Texas is back. Charlie Strong, I think that's 2 losses for him now. Am I right? Anyway, Oklahoma State beat them 49-31. Oklahoma beat TCU 52-46. And that wraps up the Big 12 from Week 5. Baylor and us, we're the only ones left on top of the mountain. Baylor played like that against Iowa State, which I can't say a whole lot. You know, we just barely beat Kansas State.
That's our 11-12 game, isn't it? So,
well, Baylor would be our last game. This is what I'm hoping happens. I'm hoping we go all season, we keeps winning, and I'm hoping Baylor keeps winning. And then December 3rd, there's our Big 12 championship, which at this point I don't know if the higher ups that do the voting if it'll matter, even if we do win the Big 12.
Yeah.
No, I picked Ohio State to win the Big 12 this year. Honestly.
Well, CBS picked Marshall to win the Big 12 this year.
Well, I mean, you got Ohio State before the sanctions. All right. You know, we got to move this on, guys.
Stressful years.
Next week, this week, guys, we got TCU and Kansas, which. Honestly, Big 12 may not be one of the top conferences.
Not this year.
But they are fun to watch. They're competitive. I mean, just like the Baylor and Iowa State.
But Iowa State is no
You're a handsome man, and I respect your opinion. But nay. but nay.
Well, did you guys get to watch any of the Clemson and Louisville game?
I did.
That was a good one. And... yeah, that was a good one. Anyway, Oklahoma is going to Texas. Charlie Strong just fired his he demoted his defensive coordinator.
That's got to go good during the year.
Yeah.
But I imagine he would have already been calling the plays on defense anyway.
Well, it was kind of half and
he's
half.
A defensive coach, I mean.
He's taking the pressure off his buddy's back. I think he knows he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Which he shouldn't. What's he been there, 2 years now?
Yeah.
Well, Texas has a lot of money, so they automatically think they should be winning.
Right. We should win. It's like a Veruca Salt in Willy Wonka. I want it now! And Daddy's like, oh, okay, I'll make it happen.
Film rare. I love that.
Hello.
Yeah.
Iowa State, Oklahoma State this weekend. Texas Tech and Kansas State. So there's your Big 12. We're off this week. Take a little break.
Bye week the 2nd.
And I don't like it for the simple fact, now we're going to have a big stretch when we come back.
We got all of November. All of November.
What if Kansas comes up and beats TCU? What if that happens?
What if?
Ha-cha-cha.
Anything can happen in the world of the Big 12. One true champion.
Oh, my.
Guys, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
The Mountaineer Ramble, sponsored in part by El Mariachi, Mexican restaurant and cantina on Airport Road in Beaver. Open 7 days a week, offering a mouth-watering array of delicious Mexican cuisine. Stop by and see Jay and Jose, and you'll see for yourself why El Mariachi was voted the best Mexican restaurant in southern West Virginia. El Mariachi will spice up your day.
Down the middle of the field. Intercepted. Jordan Lewis with your exclamation point.
another one-handed catch, and that one was pretty gangster. And that right there won the game, in my opinion.
I thought I was playing Madden for a minute. I didn't know what that was.
Oh man, I
didn't know bodies working like that.
I didn't either. We're going to have to change the name of Mikey's Fun Bits, though. We're going to have to call it Mikey's One-Handed Fun Bit.
One-handed catch of the week. Hello.
That was a fun bit, sir.
That was a fun bit.
But let's go ahead and Jack loves talking about the AP Top 25.
Hey,
so we're going to talk a little bit about the
What do you
AP Top
think,
25.
bud?
We are finally in the top 25. We are ranked 22nd in the AP poll and 20th in the coaches poll. Jack, before I say anything else, how does that make you feel?
I try not to feel feelings, quite honestly. It's something I carried over from Army life, and I find that they're just lies we tell ourselves to feel better, which is what an old coach told me. But honestly, I like us outside looking in. Keeps you hungry.
It does.
Keeps you angry.
And it seems like we've always played better as the underdog.
Yeah. Every morning I get up with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder.
I didn't know where he was going with that.
Every
morning I get up with a little bit of chip. Oh, I didn't know where he's going.
I feel like it gets me through the day a little bit better. You know,
makes sense. Yeah.
You know, I kind of like my football team like that too. A little. I'm 17 and mad at my father. A little angst. You know,
little angst.
The top 10 is pitiful in my opinion, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know who else you could put there, but Alabama and
don't
Ohio.
tell Bama that.
Well, Alabama and Ohio State and Clemson. You know, they've kind of proven themselves in my opinion, but everybody else is kind of.
Well, I like that they didn't toss Louisville down too far.
Yeah, they kept them close.
That was a really good game.
And Lamar Jackson's still the front runner. He's in my opinion.
Yeah,
still a bad man.
Certainly. Jackson is head and shoulders.
Tennessee pulled one out. They got lucky there. They're going to A&M this weekend, so that may be the end of their ride right there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. A&M, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, one of their JUCO transfers, who's an Olympic level hurdler, catches the ball. One of the most amazing catches I've seen all year.
Did it make it like his fun bits?
It wasn't one-handed.
Oh, I was about to say it wasn't
one-handed.
Yeah, just standard catch.
Just standard two hands.
Guy catches it in great coverage. I forget who they were playing, but great coverage, and he literally beats the guy by 25, 30 yards.
Wow.
On the step. Just
cruising.
Just burned him. I mean, you know, story goes that he was found at this JUCO, and coach says, "Hey, you got to come look at this guy to the head." And,
kind of like the Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah. Stop, Forrest, stop.
Right.
Just stop.
But Tennessee's 9, A&M's 8. So that's going to be another Louisville Clemson type deal. Even no matter who loses, they're not going to go that far.
I mean, it won't be as fun as Louisville Clemson, but
no, it won't be.
Miami, top 10.
I never thought I'd say that again in my life. They got Florida State this weekend, so I'd say that's probably going to be the end of them, in my opinion. But then again, I don't know what Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, well, Florida State.
I don't know what they're doing.
Week.
Who's to say Jimbo Fisher's not throwing a knuckleball just to get out of there, so he still gets his money?
Come hang out with us
instead of leaves and goes somewhere else.
Come home, Jimbo. Just come home. Let's do this thing. Come on. I'm making a plea right now. You know, Jimbo, I haven't mentioned you enough this season. You know, I'm always
Nicky Joe's saving there, Jimbo.
Hey,
don't listen to him.
Hey, you know, I think you're both fine individuals. Come home and do it here.
I like your way you talk, boy.
Wow.
Anyway, guys, there's a look at the top 25 this week. Mountaineers ranked 22nd in the nation for now. We got an off week last week for Oklahoma. I think it was Oklahoma. Who was it? I can't remember. Off week for somebody last week. Knocked them all the way out. Whatever. It's early. We still got plenty of time.
Jack loves the polls.
Doesn't mean anything. Whoa, Mikey, what have you heard?
Anyway, guys, while Jack calms down a little bit, we'll go ahead and see what's up with Chris Meadows and the high school football here in the state, and check in with the high school ramble.
Tell Chris I already got a lather worked up. That's a good old high school football term.
Okay, I'll tell
God bless you, Rick Helmick.
Good afternoon, folks. Chris Meadows here with the High School Ramble. The weeks are just rolling by, and now things start to get serious. Last week, we saw a bunch of power teams flex their muscles as in Class AAA. Number 1, Martinsburg put 72 on the board. Spring Valley upset number 2 Hurricane, and all the other ranked teams did their job. In AA, number 1 Fairmont Senior and Bridgeport held serve, but my Nicholas County Grizzlies pulled off the upset on the road as they beat number 3 James Monroe 25-9. Everybody else did what they were expected to do, save number 7 Lewis County, who lost to Lincoln 35-17. Number 15 Liberty Raleigh lost to AAA number 10 Riverside. Not really a whole lot that you wouldn't expect to happen there. Number 12 Independence won, and they are starting to look like a lock for the playoffs. In Single A, number 1 South Harrison and East Hardy both won their battles, but the big one, number 3 St. Mary's at number 11 Williamstown. It was a muddy mess on the Ohio River. St. Mary's took the game 21-7. Look for them to really move up in the rankings because Williamstown's a quality team. Number 7 Fayetteville took care of business against AA Pikeview, and they traveled to Summersville to take on the Grizzlies on Friday. The Fayette County Battle of Meadow Bridge and Valley ended 26-21 with the Bridge getting the victory. Friday will bring more challenge to all the teams as the playoff push gets ready to get real. In Class AAA, the big game will be Morgantown visiting Wheeling Park. Locally, you're going to have Woodrow hosting Locally, you're going to have Woodrow hosting Parkersburg. Princeton hosts Oak Hill, and Greenbrier East has the week off. In AA, it's going to be a fun week. Sissonville visits Herbert Hoover. Westside travels to James Monroe. Midland Trail visits Liberty Raleigh. Summers County goes to Independence. And again, Nicholas County hosts Fayetteville. You can catch all that action on 105kqv.com or on 105.5 on your FM dial. In Single A, Buffalo hosts Williamstown. Undefeated Gilmer County travels to Doddridge County, and Meadow Bridge goes to Webster County. Mountaineers are off. Go support your local team. That's it. I'm Chris Meadows, and that was your High School Ramble.
All right, Ramble fans, it's time for Crackback Jack's Disappointment of the Week. For bye week number 2, we're taking the disappointment all the way from the land of 10,000 lakes, Minnesota. Golden Gopher territory, you betcha. We've got linebacker Jalen Waters being ejected for targeting on a quasi-illegal little face mask kiss on Penn State's Joey Julius. So, Yahtzee. Check out this hit.
And that pass to Gesicki went for 53 and set up the touchdown run. And Myrick is sent out the back of the end zone. Oh, boy, Julius just got drilled. And flags come in. Wow. He got absolutely drilled. I believe it was Jalen Waters, a freshman special teamer, and James Franklin telling his team, we don't need any controversy, get off the field.
That was, I'm not sure how much you guys been watching that Julius kicker guy. In my opinion, the guy got what was coming to him, in my opinion. But
hey, I mean, that's fair to say. Look, if you get tagged with hardest hitting kicker in college football, somebody's going to test you. It takes me back. You remember we talked a little bit about Florida State, but Sebastian Janikowski wasn't known for his hitting, but known for his kicking and drinking.
Right.
And God bless you, sir. But
how you doing?
Somebody hangs that on you. I'm sorry, a D1 linebacker is going to hit you in the mouth, and you had better be able to produce. This guy seems nice and all that, but, I mean, it was opportunistic, which is why I kind of brought it into Crackback of the Week, because the backstory on that is playing option ball, crackbacks are prominent and devastating. So,
on another interesting note about Julius there, I just read it today, he actually has been fighting a eating disorder because of depression. I'm a bigger boy, so I know what he's talking about. It's your comfort zone, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But I'll give him kudos for coming out and talking about it because a lot of people won't. They'll keep it bottled in. And him in a position where he's at, somebody's going to listen to him.
Seems like a nice kid. He's trying to get a message across, play a little football. He's a hitter.
I go down here and hit him, coach.
Yeah, he's a hitter too. He proved that against Michigan. That's some good highlights on the boy out there. This might have been one of those comeuppance things. The Gophers. Back, I think it was week 2 or week 3. 3 ejections against Oregon State. The Beavers.
3.
So
you can't tell me that was an accident. Then this kid getting laid out like that.
I don't know that is the team that I would mess with. Now,
right.
The overall disappointment is the actual shot, which a friend of mine slowed down for me to see. It's a face mask graze, and I think the refs were a little trigger happy on that.
They said a kicker get laid out. That's all that was.
That's all that was. They're not going to pull that flag back either.
Did you see the clip from earlier in the game when they was tussling with each other?
And the thing is that comes to my last point, which is to say, that's on your coaches too.
Yeah.
Now it's not unheard of in the game of football at any level we play that you send somebody out there to
hurt somebody.
Johnny boy, I'd say you send a message.
Right.
Now, you do not send that message with the same guy on the same player on consecutive kickoffs. Don't go with that because you can't argue targeting on that. You cannot, and it's a secondary definition in the call. So you gotta, if you send a message, it's a team sport.
Right. Were you a fat kicker?
Hey,
No, you're not a fat kicker.
Just
a kicker.
Yes, just a kicker.
I was a fat kicker.
I got fat later on when I quit kicking.
That happens to the best of them.
No.
All right, Ramble fans, we are almost run time down here. That tricky little last extra point to see if you're going to beat the spread this week or not. Almost walked off.
I said the Mountaineers win 15-4.
15-4. Yeah, that's a great bye week score. Could we do
2 safeties or? Yeah, that's
yeah, 2 safeties. I like it. Back to back. Back to back.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Under 2 minutes.
Anyway, Zach, why don't you go ahead and throw these 5 folks some trivia.
All right, trivia for this week. Bye week number 2. Bye week the 2nd. Give me what year Mountaineer Field, now called Mountaineer Field at Milan Puskar Stadium, was dedicated. It coincides with Don Nealon's first year as head coach as well. A year near and dear to my heart.
So Nealon got him a brand new stadium, huh?
Be taking a shot at the guy.
Was that a sign-on bonus or new stadium?
I wasn't even born then, brah.
So there you go. There's your hint. When'd you Ramble koozie? He got one too.
Neat.
Good looking koozie.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about them.
You can put cold sodas in there.
Maybe a warm soda.
Maybe a 6-pack of soda.
So equipped.
Put them in there. Keep it cool.
To each their
Don't
own.
have any taste buds. Whatever. Bottle rocket injury.
Orange soda.
You told me you weren't going to talk about that anymore.
It's a hand protector for cold and warm drinks. I'm going to say that now. Don't go out of your house without
This
one.
is the Yeti of koozies. Okay?
Yeah. Totally the Yeti.
Anyway, guys, you got to answer to Jack's question.
We'll give it to you at the Ozark Trail price. Cha-cha.
How much is that?
Just roll us out, man. It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool.
MountaineerRamble@gmail.com or get on us at Twitter at WVRamble. Or you can even comment on this video on YouTube's. Like Donnie Baker says, I swear to God he does.
I swear to God,
that's true.
Just get at us, guys. Win you a koozie. If you don't know the answer, tell you what, I'm feeling generous. Send us a message anyway. We'll give you a koozie.
Call us in.
All right, guys. We got KJ Myers on the phone with us today. How you doing, KJ?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
Not too bad, man. I'm glad the fall's finally getting here. It's starting to cool down a little bit, but I guess it's pretty warm down your way yet still, huh?
Yeah, it's real sunny, but tropical storm is going up the coast right now, so it's real rainy and a little adversity. But brighter days, of course.
Right. Well, we was just talking about that before we started the show today. That wondering what that hurricane is going to bring to everybody.
Oh yeah, North Carolina. It's looking not too good right now.
Yeah,
So,
that's something to keep an eye on for real.
yeah, definitely. They're already having them evacuate, so.
Tell you what, man, it
crazy.
seems like it gets worse and worse every year, don't it?
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
But anyway, man, I wanted to ask you a couple questions there. When you come out of high school, man, who were some of the other schools that recruited you, and why did you ultimately choose West Virginia to come to?
Well, I had a couple scholarship offers. I had USF, I had UCF, FAU, FIU, Vanderbilt, Middle Tennessee, Illinois. What else? Ole Miss. Who else? But West Virginia was the one, and they were actually the first one to offer me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was my 11th grade year. I was actually going to baseball practice when my coach called me, told me to come quick, and the great news.
So you was a baseball and football guy in high school, huh?
Yeah, baseball and football. Actually, my senior year of high school, I had to make a decision which one to pursue after high school.
Yeah, that was a tough decision, I imagine.
Yeah, it was. It really was tough. I mean, I actually went through a slump the second half of my baseball season. So I wasn't going to get drafted high. So I just ended up taking the scholarship route and football route, of course.
Well, they say the Lord works in mysterious ways, man. That might have been a sign, brother.
Hey, I know it. I know it's a sign now. It's crazy you say that.
Right. Anyway, I've been watching some of this LowLife stuff that you got going on, man. Can you tell us and the Ramble fans a little bit more about what that's all about?
Okay, well, it was 2013, and I hit a low point in my life. Being in Morgantown, West Virginia, I was 12 hours away from my mommy and my family and my real friends that I grew up with. So that was tough. The death of my sister in 2008 also played a toll on me. And football was kind of a roller coaster at the time. Had a lot of ups and downs throughout the year. And was just homesick. And I got to a point where I almost wanted to give up on myself. And I've never been in that point in my life ever. But then a voice came to me and told me, low life, lack of worries. And that's all it was at that time. And I was just like, lack of worries, lack of worries. And then it just stuck to me. And after that, every morning, I started just refocusing myself and telling myself lack of worries. Whenever I have to go into a workout in the morning or I have class and then we have practice, all through all that, I just tell myself lack of worries, lack of worries, lack of worries. And it really helped me during that time and brought me back to life. I know the Lord brought me back up from that low point I was at.
Right, right.
And then the acronym for LIFE came to me, which is living in fearless efforts, just fearless actions, and lack of worries, of course, that mentality. And then the last piece of the triangle is the balloon, the red balloon, red symbolizing love, and a balloon meaning letting go any insecurities, doubts, worries, fears, anything that's slowing down your life process, anything in the past, just letting it go.
Yeah, I've seen the video that you guys did in Morgantown. I think it was last year. I guess you done it. I just found it the other day. Where that was pretty touching, man. That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, amazing video, actually. It's crazy. When we were shooting the video, I didn't know how it was going to turn out or anything. Next thing you know, I just received a text with the link, and the video was up. And I almost teared up watching the video. The video really inspired me. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I'm gonna go in a little different direction now. Speaking of the video, I noticed you had a couple other Mountaineers on the team that was repping the LowLife headgear and whatnot. And I noticed Rushel Shell was one of those. We was actually talking about Rushel Shell earlier today. What do you think the deal is with him in Morgantown? I mean, obviously you're saying what everybody else is saying. I mean, the dude's good, but it seems like there is a lack of consistency there. You got anything you want to say about that? I mean, you got an opinion or
the football team in a whole?
Well, yeah. You go ahead and talk.
Or Shell.
Well, the football team as a whole. I mean, obviously, there you could cipher through and pick apart the team, but specifically Rushel Shell, what do you think he needs to do differently to get back to the level he was at? I mean, even though he didn't get as many touches as Wendell Smallwood got last year, he was still scoring just as much. But he almost cost us the game Saturday. There was a couple cue mishaps, and that surprised me because usually he doesn't make those mistakes that bad in that current situation.
Right. Well, I honestly don't know what he had going on at that time, but it could be anything. But you're humbled in times like those, and luckily we won the game, and they have another opponent next week, and I'm sure he's going to show up next week. Or
he's going to be chomping at the bits to get back at it when we get to Texas Tech, I believe.
Yeah, and we owe Texas Tech, so this is big. So
do you remember
he's going to show up.
Do you remember the game? I think it was 2013 where we played Texas Tech at home, and it was back and forth all game, and they finally got the best of us at the end of the game. I think it was 2013.
Of course, I remember that.
Oh man, I took my dad to the game. It was the first time he ever got to go to Mountaineer Field, and I was like, we're gonna sing Country Roads. It's gonna be sweet.
Oh man, we didn't get to sing it.
That was a heartbreaker, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, it was rough. A rough night, a rough time in Morgantown during that time. And then the other time when we first got into the Big 12, we went out there. Well, we were ranked like number 5 or. Mm-hmm.
That was after Gino started the season. That's when you guys started the season like 5-0, wasn't it?
Baylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh.
That was
crazy. That was after the Orange Bowl year.
Yeah, after y'all went in there and kicked all kind of ass. Matter of fact, I just heard the other day that you guys just scored another touchdown.
Golly, let off of them, KJ.
Hey. Yeah, it was amazing. That was one of the greatest weeks of my life ever.
Oh, I'll bet, man. I bet it was intense, dude. A lot of people back here, you got a lot of haters. I'm sure you've seen it. A lot of people's wanting Dana Holgorsen out of there. I don't think that's a good decision. What do you feel about Dana Holgorsen? Obviously, you was there with him, so you know him better than us or some of our listeners do. And it seems like to me he's been progressing through the years. But what do you think ultimately Dana needs to do? Because, you know, they got the new athletic director in there now. And what do you think Dana needs to do to secure that job? I mean, does he have to have a 10-win season? Does he have to go and win a bowl game? Or do you think he's safe the way it is? I mean, what do you think?
Well, I don't think anything is safe here because you can't get comfortable in any position.
Right.
But I feel like he honestly just needs to continue doing what he's doing, and the camaraderie between the players and the coaches, and also the players, as in the scholarship players and the walk-on players, that camaraderie with the coaches and the staff and stuff, that continues to grow. I feel like they will be unstoppable. And they're putting on a show this year. It's a lot of progression in the playmaking abilities this season.
Speaking of playmaking, did you see that catch Shelton made there Saturday?
Yeah, man, I seen it. It was amazing.
How you catch that?
I wish he would have had on his that's God luck.
Right. What really got me is they didn't throw no flag on it, but that's a whole other conversation altogether.
But what got me is he was supposed to have on his LowLife headband, and it would have been too perfect.
Right.
Too perfect. But hey, he'll have a couple more of those, a lot more of those this season. So no worries.
That's exactly right, man. No worries. I love that because if you people watching have never been there, and whenever you get to your bottom point, it's painful. Getting back is the hard part, and once you get your head right, and you can start helping others, it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
It really is, and that's what I'm doing.
I love it, dude. I love it, man. Before we go, KJ, is there any kind of social media account or website or something we can direct the fans to if they would like to acquire some low-life merchandise or something? Or find out a little bit more about it?
The website is lowlifeculture.com. The Instagram account is THE Low-Life Culture. And there's also a Facebook like page, and it's Low-Life Culture, and a space in between the words. And there's also an app. If you go to your app store and type in Low-Life Culture with spaces, then the app will come up. You download the app and make sure you turn on your notifications.
Man, you got your own app, man. That's all kind of awesome right there.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool too, because you can make like your own account, so it's kind of like another social media, and you can also like post stuff and converse with other people who have the app. So it's pretty next level.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, KJ, I hate to cut it short, brother, but we got some other stuff we got to get to. But thank you so much for being on the show, brother. We really appreciate it, man.
Thank you too, and if you don't remember anything, remember lack of words.
Amen, brother. Amen. Keep your head up, dude.
Will.
Later, buddy. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps it up this week for Jack Kincaid, Michael Covey. I'm John Covey Cole, guys. Until next week, ramble on.
Adios.
Ramble on!